I'm Lee Spencer with BC 39 winner and New Zealand hopeful Zeb Wise going out of the country for racing for the first time. How did your New Zealand trip come together?
Brett and Lee actually got in contact with, us here probably a few months ago, right around BC 39 time. And the main reason we got hooked up with them was actually the crew chief, Kaz Townsend. He works for Petrie Motorsports when he comes over here to the States. So he worked for them, and then he kind of, took notice of me shortly after the BC 39. We got the call, and that's when we kind of put everything together to go out. And my first trip to New Zealand, I'm pretty excited. It should be fun.
Now, you said you've been to the Bahamas going out of the country and such, but this is a long flight. A lot of logistics go into play. What was the biggest thing you had to do to get ready to go?
Well, we weren't sure if we were going to run the Gateway Dirt Nationals, and that was a big deciding factor on when we were going to leave. We had a race we could run down there on December 14th, and we decided to skip past that one and leave right after Gateway to go to New Zealand. So getting flights around from either Indianapolis or we're actually flying out of Chicago, and it's a straight 17-hour flight all the way to New Zealand. So it's I'm not really looking forward to that part of it. I don't really like being on planes, especially for 17 hours, but we'll see what happens.
Your teammates have been there. Wyndham was there last year. Sunshine was there. Larson ran exceptionally well in the past. Have you picked their brains at all to try to get an idea as to what the racing's going to be like?
Obviously, I've been teammates with Sunshine for, this is my third year being teammates with him. So I've asked him what it's like. Obviously, it's more than just races out there. It's a vacation too, and it's an experience you got to take in as a whole when you go out to somewhere like that. And usually, when you go out there, those guys don't hire anyone; they hire the best in the business. So hopefully, we can go down there and compete with those guys. I've picked on Sunshine a little bit for some info on what the Springs is like. So that's one of my goals, to always race there. So if they close down like they said they're going to, over these past few years, hopefully I can race there at least once, and it's going to happen.
You're at Ventura Raceway tonight. Weather's looking kind of iffy. What has the track been like so far during practice laps?
I've only ran one practice session, and it's nothing really like I expected it to be tonight. It's pretty slick, really no grip on the racetracks, just right around the berm. So hopefully it's not like that for tomorrow. Whatever day we run because of the rain. But hopefully we can move around a little bit and put on a show for these fans.
Now, you believe that BC 39, what you were able to accomplish this year, puts you in the eyes of people that might not have known Zeb Wise in the past?
Yeah, anytime you go to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, you get put in front of people that you would have never expected. And then to win there, your name gets plastered everywhere. And then I got my name on the pagoda there, so I got a lot of publicity from one race there. And then, obviously that got me a ride in New Zealand. So a lot came together, and hopefully we can make the best of our trip out there.
For an Indiana kid, that has to be like a dream come true.
Yeah, it was pretty spectacular. Growing up as a kid, I raced quarter midgets there, and when the idea of the BC 39 came up, it was that went to the top of our list of ones we wanted to win, and to get it done, especially obviously being in the car I was in for Tim, and being Brian's last development driver pick, it meant so much to the whole team and I on so many levels, and we walked away as a winner.
Now, you've always told me World of Outlaws is the end game for you. A lot of kids, they grow up, they want to make a name for themselves, go to NASCAR, but for you, it's always been the Outlaws. Why is that?
I really don't know. I was kind of growing up around watching guys like, Donnie Schatz, Kyle Larson, Brian Clausen, Joey Saldana, all those guys, those are the big names that you see, and those always stuck out to me. The dirt, as soon as I raced micro for the first time on dirt, that seemed like something I always want to continue with. So obviously NASCAR doesn't race on dirt, so the next biggest level would be the Outlaws, and that's always something I've wanted to do, and that hopefully that's the plan for the few upcoming years.
The Clausen Marshall midgets have always been stout at Chili Bowl. What are your predictions? How do you think you're going to be when you return?
We weren't. I always say last year kind of sucked for me, but it really didn't. I walked away with Rookie of the Year and ran, I think, 1 or 2 spots out of the transfer for the A and the B. So, we were so close last year to making it, and for my first year there, I don't think I can really complain about that. But this year we're there to win, and that's what we're going to try to do. And hopefully we can have a good prelim night, and hopefully put ourselves in a good position for the main day. That's what you got to do. You got to pass cars and win races there. So obviously you're a tough field of cars to beat, and see what we can do.
We're so used to Keith Coons just dominating the field, and has done so over the last few years, but now Bell's left and he's going to do his own thing with Chad Boat. Larson's left, he's doing his own thing. You think it's going to mix things up a little bit for the field when we get there in January?
I'd like to say yes to make it a little easier on myself, but I don't really think it's going to affect anything. Obviously it shows that Kyle, these last few races, is being in his own car doesn't really affect him, and Paul and everyone over there has got the thing dialed in. And then, Chad and Chris have been together, they're best friends. So Chad's always good at Chili Bowl. So I think they'll be just fine, and they'll be up front battling for it again. I don't think it's really going to affect them. So the only thing I hope it affects is me up in the battle with them. So we'll see what happens, though.
So what does 2020 look like for you beyond Chili Bowl?
Some of the stuff I can't really say yet till after PRI when we make some announcements and stuff, but I'll probably have a lot more sprint car stuff going on, and that's something I wanted to hit on this year and didn't really get the chance to. So hopefully I can do some more wing sprint car stuff next year, and obviously still do some midget stuff too. So I haven't made any final decisions yet on what I'm going to do. So we'll see what happens around PRI time, and I'll let you know.
But you will be in Clausen Marshall for Chili Bowl.
Yes, yep. I'll be with them.
Well, things really look promising for Zeb Wise this weekend, and moving on to the future. We wish you the best of luck, and have fun in New Zealand.
I appreciate it. It should be a fun trip.